We'll try that again. All right, I think I got everything figured out here. So start off with our safety disclaimer the way we always do. These classes and what I say is not medical advice. Please consult with your healthcare professional team before making changes to manage your health. This presentation does not represent Parkinson Canada's endorsement of products or treatment related to Parkinson's disease. This presentation is meant to provide general information. If you have specific questions about managing Parkinson's disease for yourself or for others, please contact info@parkinson.ca, where you can always call 1-800-565-3000. Hey everybody, this is your last class. We're going to be taking a break after this for a little period of time. If you're at-home workout class, I think we're on class number 64, brought to you by Parkinson Canada. My name is Lance Latane. I am your at-home workout class instructor. I'm also the events coordinator here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and Winnipeg, Manitoba is in Canada for those of you who are watching in India and stateside and in Europe. We've been getting comments from Europe as well. If you're new to this class, welcome. Better late than never. If you're a veteran of these classes, I really want to thank you for your continued patronage. It means a lot to me. So these live classes were every Tuesday and Thursday. And the good thing is that every single class has been recorded and they are posted. So you can find them on the Parkinson Canada Manitoba Facebook group page. Again, that's Parkinson Canada Manitoba Facebook group page. All you have to do is hit like and you'll become a member. And if you go to the video section of the Parkinson Canada Manitoba Facebook page, hit the video section, you'll see every single video that we have done. You can also find a copy of these classes on the Parkinson Canada YouTube channel. Again, once again, subscribe to that channel and you'll see a listing of all the videos that we've done for this exercise class. Excuse me. So we're gonna start off with a little bit of shout outs here, and then we're gonna do some fall prevention, and then we'll get into our class itself. So shout outs. Hello, Betty and Rick, Joan and Ken, Jean and Dawn, Karen and Robin, Valerie, Val, Elizabeth, Camila, Ruth, Lorinda, Audrey, Nathan, Barbara, Pete, Angela, Holly, Cheryl, Blair, Ginny, Krista, John, Eleanor, Francois, Lori, Cindy, Karen, Monique and Dave, Danielle, Arthur, Teresa, Teresita, Dawn, Linda, Carrie, Tracy, Connie, Greg, Carolyn, Cheryl, Sadia, Lorraine, Diane, Janet, Debbie, Greta, Louise, Sandra, and a great big shout out to John Collins and Amanda Stanton, my colleagues, my managers in Ontario. They've been very supportive of this program, and we are talking about putting together some DVDs of these classes. So for those people that aren't very or not that comfortable working online, working on the internet, we hope to be making some DVDs that we can send off to you. That way you can just plop it into your DVD player at home and you can follow along to these classes. It looks like we'll be able to fit 4 classes onto one DVD. So it's roughly 4 hours of exercise. Okay, as I mentioned last week, I was going to talk to you about falls and fall prevention. And how to get up from a fall. So I'm going to be lying down. I will be demonstrating a technique of how to get up when you do fall. But some fall prevention tips before we even get to that point. If you can make an appointment with your doctor to talk about falls, that's a great idea. I would also take your medication with you, and you can ask them if there are some medication that increase your risk of losing your balance and falling. And maybe your doctor would be able to take a look at your medication and say, yeah, this one will make you a little bit tipsy or uneasy and you could fall. So maybe weaning back a little bit on that medication, or just a better time to be taking it as opposed to when you know you're going to be going out and you'll have that risk of falling. Hey, Cheryl. All right. Well, I'm glad you like that DVD format. That's good. You can also talk to your doctor about if you've fallen before, and be prepared to talk about the details if you have fallen before or if you've come close to falling before. You could talk about how you fell, maybe some of the factors that maybe influenced you falling or potentially falling. You could talk about when you fell and where you fell. If it was in your place, in your house, in your condominium, or if you're outside, if you had a pet. I know, having dealt with doctors before, details really count. So go in there with a list, go prepared, and maximize your time with your doctor. And of course, don't forget to mention, if you are living with Parkinson's disease, they have to know that you're living with Parkinson's disease. Doctors are some of the best people that you can be talking about when it comes to fall prevention. So yeah, don't hesitate to talk to them about that. We know if you do fall, and if it's a serious fall, it's a bit of a domino effect with how it impacts your life, and domino effect not in a great way. Pivoting causes many falls. I would agree with you, Cheryl. That's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up. We're going to be, there's some other points coming up, but I never had that one written down. Thanks for sharing that, Cheryl. Another fall prevention, one of the best things we can be doing, and you're doing, is keep on exercising. We know that we should be trying to get at least 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous exercise per week. And ideally, if you can have exercise like we're doing, you don't have to like do these classes, but exercises that incorporate a cardio warm-up. We're getting older, and it takes a while for our heart rate and our breathing rate to get to a normal exercising state. We need to have a cardio section. It's really, really important that we are exercising our heart and that we are exercising our lungs for at least 15 to 20 minutes. When we're doing that, we're burning a lot of calories, and that can help keep our weight down. It's also gonna make a difference with your posture. But yeah, having strong heart, strong lungs, definitely key. So 15 to 20 minutes every time you do exercise. And then of course we have our cardio cool down. Again, getting older, it takes us a while to slow down our heart rate and to bring down our breathing rate. So yes, make sure you are incorporating your cardio cool down. Also, really important is strength training. We spend a lot of time in this class working on our lower body. So we're working on our legs, we're working on our posture. And when we're doing that, our muscles are going to be sending signals to our brain, and our brain, of course, is sending signals back to our muscles. And the stronger we can keep our legs, or at least maintain the muscle mass that you have on your legs, that's a good thing. That's going to make a big difference in preventing falls. After our strength training, we typically spend some time working on our balance training. It's important that we challenge ourselves. I'm not talking about putting ourselves in a dangerous situation, but I will ask that you challenge yourself, that maybe once in a while, you know, how we do a one-legged stand. Stand on one leg. You can have a chair, you can have a counter to hang on to, but challenge yourself to being able to keep upright standing on one leg. We shift our weight from side to side as well. That's another thing you should be trying to work on. And of course, for those of you that have freezing episodes with Parkinson's disease, when we do our line walk, we're training our body, we're training our brain to be able to stay upright, to make those micro adjustments so that you can stay upright, so that our center of gravity is right below us and that we can stay standing up. And I also like to spend time on flexibility. The more flexible that you are, the greater range of motion that you're going to have within your joints. That's just going to allow us, and that kind of relates to the pivoting that Cheryl is talking about. When you have a greater range of motion, you can keep your core centered below you, and you can then make your turns. You are able to turn a little bit. Whereas if we have less flexibility, it's like our whole body has to turn, and that's when things can get a little bit shaky. So that's it for exercise. Yeah, very important that we keep that up. Sensible shoes. If you're walking indoors, they actually suggest that you wear properly fitted shoes. Try and stay away from like loose fitting slippers, try and stay away from walking in stockings or sock feet. That they can create a little bit of it makes it slippery, and falls can happen that way. So yes, they actually recommend that you wear properly fitted shoes within your own house. Home hazards. Take a look at preventing falls with home hazards. We have electrical cords, excuse me, rugs, tables, kind of around. If there's a spill on your floor of a liquid, make sure you wipe it up right away, because that can be a hazard for you that could cause you to fall. In your shower or in your bath, have a non-slip mat. Lots of falls can happen in a shower and in a bathroom, so try and have a non-slip mat if you can to help prevent a fall. Light up your life, everybody. So have a night light if you're going to be sleeping. Sometimes, it's more frequent bathroom visits as we get older. So having a night light will kind of put a light on things, and you can tell where you're going. Stairways are another place that people often fall. Make sure that you have proper lighting around your stairways. And I think it's also a really good idea to have a flashlight available. You can have a number of flashlights, even if that's going to help out. Sometimes, things are dark, you're not seeing as well as you want to see, so having a flashlight will make a difference. Assistive devices, handrails, raised toilet seats, grab bars. These things cost money, there's no doubt about it, but they also allow you to live independently that much longer. And I think that's what a lot of people want to do. They want to be able to live independently as long as you can. There's also, upright walkers. I've seen different kinds of walkers. I've seen the walkers that you just hang on to, kind of at hip level, at waist level. And I've seen other walkers that keep you upright and you're walking straight. So your elbows are resting on a rest bar and you're able to use the walker to walk forward. I saw that in Toronto last November and I really like that idea. I thought that was fantastic. We also have canes. Canes come in all sorts of styles and sizes. There's some that are designed specifically for indoors, and there's some that you can take outdoors. So take a look at what options there. If they offer both options for you, you're getting more bang for your buck. And the last thing that I want to talk about preventing falls, pets. If you have a pet, I love pets and I can't imagine not having a pet, but it is something that we do have to be aware of. They can get in our feet at the worst time. Maybe they're hungry and they start rubbing up on you, or maybe they need some loving and they want some attention and they'll start getting in between your feet. So yeah, definitely you want to be aware of pets. All right, so now I'm going to demonstrate what we do if we fall. So just give me a second here. I'm going to adjust the camera. I'm going to put it on my tripod. Put it down here. That way you can see what I am doing. Okay, so you do have to consider if you do fall, you could be lying down for a long period of time. You could be lying down for a few hours. You could be lying down for a whole night. If you got up to go to the washroom and you fell, everybody could be asleep. So you definitely, you don't want to panic. You have to be prepared for this. And this is something that I would actually practice if you have somebody around that can also be aware of what happens when you do fall. They might be able to think of a few things that you might not think of and help prepare your place in case you do fall. So yes, if you fall, don't panic. Be prepared. You could be staying there for a number of hours. So I would, with our exercise classes, we spend time deep breathing. So if I was to fall like this, like, okay, first thing, don't panic, be prepared. Let's do some deep breathing. Bring your heart rate down. Just relax. We don't want to have a heart episode. You're going to be okay. So that's the first thing that you want to do. The next thing that you want to do is that you do want to assess that you are okay. So the first thing that you could do is that you could do a visual check. You know, take a look, see if you have any cuts, see if you're dislocated your wrist, you've dislocated your hips. You take a look down. Is my leg splayed out to the side? Maybe if I've broken my hip, my leg will be sticking off to the side. Or if I've dislocated my ankle, your foot will be off to the side. So first thing, don't panic, deep breathe. Next thing around, take a look. Make sure that you're okay, don't have any cuts, don't have any big breaks, no dislocations. Next thing you can do is that you can do a self-assessment. You can feel your arms, feel your wrists. Is there a pain? Is there a sharp pain when you grab your wrist? If so, you may have actually fractured your wrist or fractured your hand, and you're going to know that if you put weight on that, it's really going to hurt and it could lead to you falling again. So do a self-assessment. Definitely check out your neck. Don't reef on it too much, but just see if there's any sharp pain there, then you know you want to be probably just stay lying down if you have a sharp pain in your neck. Check your shoulders. Your shoulders will be taking on some of the weight when you do try and get up. Check your abdominal region. Doesn't feel like there's anything out of place. Check your hips. You can check your legs. Take your time. It's not a race. You want to make sure, check your ankles. What we do to one side, you got to do to the other. So remember, check your hips on both sides, check your knees. So do a self-assessment. That's the next thing that you want to do. So first thing, don't panic. Breathe, stay calm. Second thing, do a self-assessment. So you could do a visual self-assessment by seeing if you can see any breaks or any dislocations. They're pretty evident if you do have a dislocation in your ankle or your wrists. And then, yeah, you're going to want to do palpate your body, checking for any sort of breaks or if there's any blood anywhere. But regardless, you still have to stay calm because we don't need to have any sort of heart episodes, do we? Okay, so yeah, you've checked your range of motion as well. Not only have you checked that your elbows, everything okay, maybe just try moving your arm. Try moving your other arm. Try moving your legs and your hips. Just lying down, staying still. Everything feels okay? All right. That much is good. This is all good news. Don't have any breaks, don't have any cuts, no dislocations, no steering pain anywhere when you've palpated your body. So the next thing you're going to have to do is we need help. So getting help could come in a lot of different ways. I've seen those lifelines that people sometimes wear around their neck. You can press your lifeline, or some people wear them on their wrist. Another thing that you could do, cordless phones are really, really good. You can have a lot of cordless phones around your house, around your condo, around your apartment, wherever you are. Cordless phones can be really very a person's best friend. So you might have to drag yourself. You may have to crawl to get to a phone. If you can, you know what you can do. Again, this is something you want to practice. You're going to either want to call 911 or you might want to call your neighbor. You might want to call your superintendent of the building that you're living at, a family member, somebody who's nearby that might be able to help you if you need the help. So yes, cordless phones, great idea. Sometimes, again, this could happen in the middle of the night. You might need to make some noise. So you might need to, if you're lying down, you might need to be banging on the floor. You might have to call out for help, banging on walls. If you can make yourself, if you can drag yourself to a broom or a stick or anything that will help make noise, definitely. Try banging and making some noise, bringing attention that you have fallen and that you are potentially going to need some help. Another thing that you can do that I've talked about is making sure that people are checking up on you. So I know some people, they've sometimes had an agreement with their neighbors. If the light is on and it's the middle of it, so make sure you're turning all your lights off at night before you go to bed. If you're to fall during the day and you aren't able to help yourself and you weren't able to turn your light off, well, your neighbor knows that that's a sign that you're going to need some help. Again, you're going to maybe have to have a good relationship with your neighbor in order to do that, but it's definitely worth it. So yes, getting help is absolutely essential if you have fallen. But there's a caveat to that. We're going to get to that a little bit later. Okay, so one thing that you can do, we're fallen, we've done a self-assessment, we're feeling calm, we know that we're going to get through this. So what can we do? Well, you can try and get yourself up. Maybe we've done enough chair crunches, you're able to slowly kind of push yourself up, but you're not feeling too confident with your legs. Well, then you can do a bum scoot. So you might have to just scoot around like this until you make it to a piece of furniture that you're able to use to help get yourself up. So yeah, don't be afraid to bum scoot, dragging yourself along. Again, I can't stress this enough. You gotta stay calm. You're gonna get through this. You're a tough individual. You will have practiced this, hopefully, and you're gonna know what to do. So another thing that a person can do is that we can do the rollover, and this can be a little bit more challenging at times. So I don't know if you've tried rollover, like your arm gets stuck and it's hard to get over that lump of your arm. What you can do, and I'll go this way so you can see a little bit better. I'm going to bring my knee up like this. I'm going to tuck my hand underneath my bum. So it's going to make it nice and tight, close to my body. And you're going to, so if you have a strong arm, you're just going to roll yourself over. You see my knee is bringing my momentum over like this. So it's going to make it a little bit easier to roll. I'll demonstrate that again. I'm going to place my hand underneath my bum. I'm going to bring my knee up. I'm going to bring my knee down. And with this arm, you got to push yourself over. And then you roll over. Oh, okay, once you're over, that's where things really get interesting. So there's different things that we can do. So we're over. I'll go this way so you can see. Whoops. So now we're going to have to get ourselves up. So we have our arms. You've got to push yourself up like this. At the same time, bringing your knees up. And you're going to push. Again, not the most graceful thing, but then you're going to have to crawl. And I would like to try and crawl to a piece of furniture. Here I've got a chair. So you crawl up to your piece of furniture like this. You can use your furniture to pull yourself up. Again, you're going to have one strong leg typically. My right leg is my strong leg. Put your strong leg on the ground like this. You're going to push yourself up. And you're going to be able to sit down. Take a breath. You're okay. You're going to make it through this. So again, definitely want to practice this. Now the caveat I talked about earlier, if somebody was around to help you, you have to be really super careful, because sometimes when a person's helping another person, they can cause more harm. If you haven't done a self-assessment, if you haven't felt for pain, you maybe have a spinal injury when you've fallen, a person can cause more harm. So ideally, what you want to do is you want to have that person bring the furniture to, so that way you don't have to crawl, you don't have to bum scoot to the furniture in order to get yourself up. And sometimes, a partner can be smaller than the person who has fallen, and a person tries to lift the person up, they fall on the person. So ideally what you want to do is you can maybe even do the assessment with the person, making sure that they don't have pain, that they don't have any sprains, any dislocations, any broken bones. But then you're going to you can help them turn a little bit, but you want to bring that furniture to them so that they don't have to crawl or bum scoot to the furniture. Have them pull themselves up, making sure that they're okay. You can give a little bit of guidance, but again, you have to be really careful, because it can cause more injury and the person can fall on the other person. So that's it for our falls. Definitely you want to practice this. You're going to want to have a plan of action. So I've always found that when I do practice something, I feel more confident. And if something was to happen, you know what you got to do. You're not going to have a hard episode. You know that you can get through this because you've done it before. You've practiced this. It's not a glorious thing at all to practice falling or to practice getting up from falling, but it is definitely worth your time. have a plan of attack, practice it, follow through with it, so that if it does happen, you are prepared. All right, class, let's get ready to exercise. I'm going to adjust the camera here. All right, here we go. I really liked your idea there, Cheryl, for the pivoting. Thank you for mentioning that. Okay, adjust the camera just a tad bit more here, so you can see my little toesies when I am doing toe taps. All right, so let's start off our class the same way we do every single time, gang. We're going to sit up nice and straight. Let's pull our shoulders back. Let's tuck our chin so it's nice and aligned with our spine. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. You're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Big breath in. And out. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. Last one. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. Opening our eyes. Raising our hands above your head. Big breath in. And out. Big breath in. And out. This next breath is going to be the biggest breath of your day. Big, big breath in. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And breathe it out through your mouth. All right, starting to feel better and more relaxed already. All right, let's get into our slap, clap, and snap. So you know what we're doing. I don't need to explain this. We're going to keep it nice and slow today. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, that was awesome. Thanks, you guys, for keeping it up there. All right, so how about we try and pick some apples? We're going to reach up and across your body. You're going to grab your apple. You're going to pull it down and put it in the basket. If it hurts too much to reach up high across your body, you can reach low. That works for me. We're bringing up our heart rate here, getting ready for our cardio section. So nice, slow and gentle, very purposeful. It's a really good time now to evaluate, assess how you're feeling. Are you feeling up to doing these classes? If so, that's great. If you need to maybe have something to eat or your meds need to kind of kick in, then you can come back to these classes. As I said, they're all recorded, so you can come back to these classes, and they're all numbered as well. Last time, each arm up and across and down, up and across and down. Next thing we're going to do is that we're going to do a toe tap to the front, toe tap to the side, toe tap back, feet together. Front, side, back, together. Front, side, back, together. All right. Front, side, back, together. Okay, standing still. Let's do some stationary heel taps. Tapping our heels. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. What we do to one side, we do to the other. So other foot. Tapping our heels. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. All right, tapping your toe. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. Other foot, tapping your toes. All right, we'll finish off our cardio warm up. We're going to do some arm swings to the side. So if you can bring your hands to shoulder height across your body and down and across. Nice swinging. All right, so the blood should be flowing through your body now. Starting to feel a little bit more prepared for the exercise that stands ahead of us here. Let's just do one arm. And let's do the other arm. Cross. Okay, thinking of our posture, sitting up nice and straight. Both arms together. All right, so when we finish this cardio section here, you might want to grab yourself a sip of water. It'd be a great time to do it. Just make sure your water bottle is put away safely. It's not going to be a tripping hazard. Wouldn't that be something to have a trip and a fall during the exercise class here after we just talked about preventing falls? That wouldn't be good, would it? All right, so go grab yourself a sip of water. Come right on back. You do not need any hand weights today. We are going to be working against gravity. Okay, so for those of you that are sitting down, sit up nice and straight, shoulders back, chin tucked in. Let's keep nice and upright. For those of you that are standing, you can have your feet wider than your shoulders. And let's think of our posture, sitting up nice and straight. And what we're going to do is that we're going to start off with our go-to move and a march. How does that feel? Feels okay? Keep on moving. March, 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 march. All right, so how can we make this a little bit more challenging? Well, one way we could do it is by having larger movements. So how about we try and bring our knees up high. Here we go. Up and down, 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 up and down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. March it out. Good morning, Blair Sigurdsson. Great to see you, amigo. March, march. So how about we try and do marching with our high knees, but a little quicker tempo. Here we go. Higher knees. There we go. Remember, think of your posture, everybody. March, 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 march. Good posture. Fewer falls. Less potential chances of drooling. Both good things. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow it down. All right, how about we do some wides and narrows? Here we go. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Narrow, narrow. Wide, wide. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Okay, let's keep it wide. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It's hard, you feel it in the hips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it narrow. Woo! Let's try and do some wides and narrows again. Here we go. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Narrow, narrow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, halfway there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it narrow. All right, gang. Last class, we're going to make this a doozy. I'm going to sit down. For those of you that want to keep on standing, keep on standing. All right, so now We're going to raise the tempo even a little bit faster. We're going to go for a bit of a run here. Picking up our pace. March, 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 march. March, 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 march. Keep it there. Again, let's think of our posture. Let's work on that Parkinson mask. Let's get a great big smile. There we go. Can you make a fist? Work on our grip strength. Loosen it up. Making your fist. Loosening it up. All right. Woo! Feel that heart going. We're going to go a little bit faster here for a period of time. Here we go. March, march, march in, march. March, 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 march. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's bring it down. Woo. Bring that roller coaster down a little bit. We're going to plateau before we go up again. We're going to be doing some modified jumping jacks after this. No arms, just our legs marching on the spot. All right. How you doing? How you feeling? Good, I hope. All right, so from here we're going to do some side steps. We're going to step to the side and back, side and back, side and back, and back. All right, so as I said, we're going to do some modified jumping jacks. So in order to do that, our arms are going to have to go to the side. If you find it too hard to do it, like if you don't have the coordination or you don't have the strength, and maybe you have pain in one arm, make modifications. Or you don't have to do the upper body at all. You can just do the lower body. Or for those of you that find it too hard to do the lower body, you can just do the upper body. The big thing is, though, that you need to keep on moving. We're looking at 15 to 20 minutes of continuous movement here. So we're going to add some arms. Here we go. Up and down, up and down. It's like a modified jumping jack. If you can bring your arms up to shoulder height, that's great. Try not to go beyond that. Again, if you have maybe pain in one shoulder, you can just do one arm. There's no reason why you can't just do one arm. Ideally, you want to have both arms. The more muscle groups that we have moving, the better it is. It's going to be better work for our heart, for our lungs, for the muscles in our body. Just sitting up nice and straight. Great posture, everybody. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. No arms, just our legs. Probably feel that in your shoulders, your deltoids. Okay, again, the thing is we want to keep on moving, so let's get some arm swings in here. So it's a great way to keep our upper body active. That's what I really like about walking with Nordic poles. It really engages your upper body. So you're going to be getting stronger in your upper body. You're going to be working harder, so it's going to be good for your lungs. It's going to be good for your heart. You can have blood going through all parts of your body. That's a good thing. Remember, we want to work towards the vigorous end of our intensity level. Moderate to vigorous, but ideally closer to vigorous. So it's going to be the talk test. It's going to be challenging for you to talk and exercise at the same time. I'm not saying that you can't talk. If you can't talk at all, then you know you're going too hard. You got to slow things down, or you have to have slower movements, smaller movements. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. No arms, just our legs. So from a step to the side, let's do a heel up front. Here we go. Heel front and back, heel front and back, front and back, front, and back. All right, got the coordination figured out for that. We're going to build up to 2 per side, and 3 per side, and 4 per side. Then we're going to come back down to onesies, to the alternating, like we're doing right now. But first, let's go a little bit faster here. Tap and back, and tap and back. Tap, back, tap, back. All right, don't forget about your posture, sitting up nice and straight. Let's get a great big smile. If you look happy, maybe you'll feel happy. Here's hoping. All right, so now we're going to do 2 sides. 1 and 2. Other side. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1. And now we're doing 3. 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, 3. Change it here. 1, 2, and 3. Change it up. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're doing 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, let's add some upper body. 2, 3, and 4. Bicep curls. 1, 2, 3. And now we're doing 3. 1, 2, and 3. Change it here. 1, 2, and 3. Change it up. 1, 2, and 3. Change it here. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're doing 2. 1 and 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 alternate. 1 foot and the next. 1 foot and the next. All right, so we're going to pick up the pace a little bit here before we transition into our cardio cool down here. Well, last little bit, gang. Let's hang in tough. We can do it. Here we go. Tap and tap, tap and tap. If you find it too hard to do the upper body, you can just do the lower body, or vice versa. You can just do the upper body and not the lower body. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. No upper body, just our lower body. Okay, we're going to start transition into our cardio cool down here. So slower movements, smaller movements, bringing our heart rate down. You know, as we get older, it gets harder to get up to speed and it gets harder to slow down. But we will do it safely, efficiently. Very important that you keep your head up high, definitely above the level of your heart. So now we're trying to get all the oxygenated blood that our big muscles have been using to spread through our body, all different parts, down your knees, your feet, your toes, your arms, your wrists, your fingers. Most importantly, to our brain. Our brain is craving all this oxygen-rich blood. All right, so from here, how about we're going to transition, no legs, we're just going to do arm raises, shoulder height, and down. Bring your hands up, make a fist, and down. Working on our grip strength. Even the tiny little muscles in our fingers, in our hands, in our eyes, in our lips, in our mouth, in our tongue, they're all affected with Parkinson's disease, or can be. It all takes dopamine. That necessary dopamine, transmitting those signals, neuron to neuron, dendrite to dendrite, all the way to our brain and back to our muscles. And down, shoulder height, and down. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, Now we're just going to do some toe taps to the side and back, side, small movements, side and back, slow movements too, and back. I feel my heart rate coming down, that's a good thing. And back. Step to the side and back. Step to the side and back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to do some stationary heel taps here. All right, so we're approaching the end of our cardio cool down. If you need to have a sip of water, now would be a great time to have some. Come on back. As I said, you don't need any sort of weight resistance today. We don't need any surgical tubing or TheraBands or cans of soup, cans of beans, chickpeas, anything. We're just working against gravity. Tapping our other foot. All right, gang. So, in with the theme of preventing falls, we're going to do some sit-to-stands. These are some of the best exercises that we can be doing. They're keeping our quadriceps nice and strong. We're going to be working on our core so that our upper body is nice and together. It's going to also make a difference in preventing falls. Our glutes, so our butt, our hamstring, and our calves. These are all the muscles associated with preventing falls. So we keep them, at least maintain the muscle mass that you have. That's ideal. That's what we're looking for. All right, that's a really good thing with strength training is that we're going to be creating, it's not as easy and we can't create as many muscle fibers through strength training as we get older, but they can still happen. So you can still have development, just not at the same level as when you were younger. So yes, very, very important that we spend some time training on our strength here. All right, so we're going to do sit-to-stands. Give you a profile shot. So definitely think about your posture. Shoulders are back. Feet are wider than your shoulders. Sitting up nice and straight. If you need to use the armrest on your chair, you can use that. If you don't need to, try not to. For those of you that can only stand like an inch, that is awesome. That's hard. You're doing everything you can just to stand an inch. And I think that is so impressive that you're doing everything that you can to stand up that high. Even those little practices do make a difference. We know with making transfers to toilets, making transfers to beds, or to a couch, or to the dining room table to sit at a chair. So every little bit of exercise that you can do helps. I'm going to sit up nice and straight. I'm going to stand up. The hard part is the going down nice and controlled. When you're going down, you're going to want to shoot your butt out to the back. Not leaning forward. Again, we want to think about our posture, sitting up nice and straight. So our largest muscles are doing the work. Up and down. Very slow, very controlled. Slower the better. It's harder to do. I know. But harder to do is good. You can get more benefit than if you make it too easy. Let's work on that smile, that mask. Up and down. 3 more, gang. We're halfway done. Up and down. 2 more. Up and down. You might hear some popping. Last one. Up and down. We're going to come back to that. So we are going to do a bit of a circuit. From here, we're going to do some knee raises and extensions. This can be done from a standing or a sitting position. It's the same thing either way. You're going to bring your knee up. Extend your foot out. Bring your foot back. Place your foot down. That's one. Do the same leg. We're going to do it 4 times each leg. Up, out, back, and down. That's 2. Here's 3. Out, back, and down. Last one. Up, out, back, and down. Changing our legs. Knee up, foot out, foot back, foot down. That's 1. Here's 2. Out, back, and down. Here's 3. Out, back, and down. Last one. Up, out, back, and down. All right, from here, as I said, it's going to be a circuit for our strength training today. We are going to do our chair crunches. So like the sit up. So you're going to want to scoot your bum to the end of the chair. You can have your arms across your chest. You can have your hands on your laps, or you can have your arms out in front. Either way, whatever works for you, works for me. I do find when I have my arms stretched out front, it does act as a counterbalance for my feet from coming up and off the floor. Speaking of feet, try not to hook your feet under the legs of your chair, because then it's your hips and it's your legs that are doing the exercise. And what we're trying to do with these chair sit-ups is strengthen our core. For those people that have been sitting down with an office job, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 hours plus a day, our abdominal region does become weak. That's when we get back pain, because our back starts overcompensating because our stomach, our abdominal muscles are weak. So this is the purpose of doing the chair crunches. We want to strengthen our core. I'm going to have my hands out in front, sitting up nice and straight. I'm leaning back until my shoulder blades touch the chair. And up. Here's 2. And up. 3 all the way back and touch. And up. We're doing 6. Here's 4. 5. And 6. Ooh, yeah, feel that? So we're going to come back for one more set of that. Now we're going to work on our Kegel exercises. So I'm going to ask you, it's that muscle that we use when you're going to the washroom, when you're urinating, and you want to stop your flow of urine. So it's almost like you're bringing your abdominal floor up and you're going to contract it, you're going to keep it tight. For some people, it does make a difference. If you are able to close your eyes, you're able to focus on where that muscle exactly is. So I want you to sit up nice and straight, or stand up nice and straight. You're going to contract that muscle deep within your core. Hold it nice and tight. And relax. This is a muscle that does get affected by Parkinson's disease for sure. It needs that dopamine to make that contraction. And relax. We're going to do it 4 times. That's 2. Here's the third one. Contract your abdominal wall. Lift it up. Keep it nice and tight. And relax. Last one. Contract. There you go. And relax. Whew. Back to the sit to stands, and we're going to do our knee extensions, chair sit-ups, and our Kegels one last time here. If you can't do 6, that's okay. You can't do 6. It's no big deal. It's not a competition. If you can do 6, that's great. If you can only do 1, that's awesome. If you can only stand up a half an inch or an inch, that's okay. I'm totally impressed by that, because you're doing everything you can do. Now remember, think of your posture up, down, scoot your butt to the back. Here's 2. Very slow, very controlled is better. Not only safer, but you're getting more benefit, more strength training. Up. These are hard. There's no way about it. No way around it. Last one. All right, from here we're going to do our knee raises, 4 per leg. Knee up, foot out, foot back, and down. That's 1. Here's 2. Out, back, and down. Here's 3. Out, back, and down. Last one. Here's 4. Out, back, and down. Changing legs. Up, out, back, and down. That's 1. Here's 2. Out, back, and down. Here's 3. Up, out, back, and down. Last one. Here's 4. Out, back, and down. Now we're doing our chair crunches, but towards the end of your chair, sitting up nice and straight, leaning back, sitting up. Here's 2. And 3. Here's 4. I cheated and lost my didn't touch. And 5. And last one, gang, there's 6. Oh yeah, definitely feel that last one. All right, we're gonna do our Kegel exercises. Contract, hold that muscle. You know that muscle that we use? Stop our flow of urine when you're going to the bathroom. Hold it nice and tight. As we get older, these muscles become relaxed, become a little bit weak. It affects us going to the bathroom. So yeah, let's try and keep it nice and strong. Contract that muscle. You're lifting your abdominal wall up, keeping it nice and tight. And relax. One more. Nice and tight. Hold it, hold it, hold it. There you go. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Hold it. And relax. Whew. All right, from here, we are going to work on our balance. So we're going to walk the line first. If you do have a chair that you want to hang on to, you can hang on to that, or you can have your hand up on the side of a wall. It does provide you with a little bit of extra stability here. We're going to add a freeze in here as well. For those of you that do have freezing episodes with Parkinson's disease, you know that it's tough to be able to stay upright after you have a freezing moment here. But the good thing is that when you practice it, your brain is able to make those micro adjustments so that you are able to stay upright. This is something you do have to work at, no doubt about it. Walking forward. And now we're walking back, toe to heel. We're going to add a freezing episode. Okay, we're going to walk forward again, forward and freeze. Again, body's making all those micro adjustments, even your head. Trying to keep my center of gravity directly below me so I can stay upright. Going forward, freeze, forward the rest of the way. And now we're going to go back. All right, so now we're going to do our one-legged stand. I'm going to have a chair to hang on to just to provide me a little bit of extra security, a little bit of confidence, bringing my knee up, or you can bring your foot back, whatever's best for you. Standing on one leg, and again, our center of gravity is going to be all coming down the one side of my body here. So my head makes a little bit of movement, my hip makes an adjustment, my knees, my ankles, so that everything is directly below and on the ground. What we do to one leg, we're going to do to the other. Even if you have the symptoms are stronger on one side of your body, it's just as important, if not more important, to be working on that side. We want both sides to have balance. Okay, we're going to do changing legs this time. I'm not going to hang on to the chair. I'm going to have it around in case I need to hang on to it. You can have your hands down. You will find it easier if your arms are up to the side. Helps distribute. And down, other leg. Body does respond very, very well to balance training, so try and incorporate this into your daily routine. And now we're going to shift our weight from one side to the next. So I'm shifting my weight this way. My toe is on the ground. Again, think of your posture. You'll notice the difference. If you're leaning forward like this, it's going to throw you off balance. Standing up nice and straight. Everything is down below. Now we're going to shift to the other side. And shift back. This time I'm going to let go of the chair. You could be washing dishes. You could be brushing your teeth. You have a counter in front of you that you can grab if you need to. Lots of different ways, times that you could squeeze in working on your balance. And last time, this side. Continue your posture. Let's work on that Parkinson mask. Let's get a great big smile, gang. There you go. Stretch that smile. And back. Okay, so from here, we're going to work on our stretching What did Cheryl have to say? Good to pick a spot to put. Yes, absolutely, Cheryl. Really good point. If you are focusing on a point ahead of you, it does make a difference. Yeah, pick a spot to focus on. I totally agree with you when you are working on your balance training. All right, so now we're going to work on our flexibility. And we do know that working on our flexibility does help us manage our pain. If you have Parkinson's disease, you know your muscles are contracted and they're really tight. So we want to elongate them. We want to make them stretch. We want to have a greater range of motion in our joints. So you definitely spend some time each day if you can on stretching and your flexibility. So we can do all these stretches from a seated position. So if you want to grab a chair, let's think of our posture, sitting up nice and straight. You can stick your one foot out, toes straight up in the air. Now we're going to be leaning forward. We're not leaning down, we're leaning forward. You should feel the stretch along the back side, top part of your leg, your hamstring region. For those of you that have maybe had sciatica or piriformis syndrome, and you've seen a physiotherapist, chances are they're getting you to stretch your hamstring regularly. Ideally, we want to hold each stretch for at least 30 seconds in duration. It does take a while for the muscles to send the signal to our brain, and our brain to send the signal back saying, you know what, that feels okay. You can hold that. Before long, you can stretch further. Of everything that we do in our exercise class, I think our body responds best to flexibility training. So spending time on stretching, you'll notice a big difference in a short period of time. And back, other foot up, toe up, leaning forward, head held high. Definitely want to have your head higher than your heart. Feel the stretch along the back side, top part of your leg. Oh, that feels so, so good. And up. Now we're going to actually stretch our lower back. So I'm going to ask you to put your hands below your leg. You're going to lift up. Stretching our lower back. That feels good. Thinking of your posture. For those of you that are sitting in your chair or sitting in a chair for a majority of your day, you know you get a sore back, you get a sore lower back. And this is one way to help alleviate some of that pain. Bringing your leg up. And down low again, ideally holding each stretch for 30 seconds in duration. For the purpose of this class, we keep it a little bit shorter, so we're just kind of demonstrating the way that we want you to do it. And down. Now we're going to stretch our upper back. So I'm going to ask you to interlock your fingers like this, palms out. You're going to raise your hands above your head. If you have shoulder pain and it's too hard for you to do this, you don't have to do it above your head. You can just have it lower down. You can have it just like that. That works for me, shoulder height. But if you have a full range of motion for your upper back, stretching it and holding it, that feels good. And down. And there's different ways you can mix it up. So you can do an upper body, and you can do a lower back stretch, go back to upper back stretch, keep it fresh. And again, 30 seconds in duration at least, very, very minimum. So from here, how about we do, we're going to do chin down to our chest, gentle, nice and slow, not too hard. We just want to feel a gentle stretch along the back side of our neck. Head in neutral position. We're going to do a shoulder check, nice and slow. Head to neutral. Over on one side, we're always looking for balance. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Exercise muscles in the front of our body, so we have to exercise muscles in the back of our body. Chin to chest, down. Neutral. Now we're going to put our ear to our shoulder. Of course, you can't get your ear to your shoulder, but just leading that way. You feel a gentle stretch along the side of your neck. Head to neutral. Other side. to neutral. All right, we're going to try one last thing. Excuse me. We're going to do our hip stretch. So you can cross your legs like this. And what I'm going to ask you to do is pull your knee close and tight to your body. You should feel the stretch along the outside of your hip. If you've had any sort of hip surgery, you know your doctors definitely want. Chances are they got you up and moving as soon as you could, and they're also getting you to work with their physiotherapy team to do different stretches because you want to have full range of motion. So one way to stretch out your hips is to cross your legs like this, pulling your knee towards your body. You should feel a stretch along the outside there. Foot down, changing our legs. So another way that you can do it the same way. For those of you that have greater range of motion, you can do it like this, and you're going to push down on your knee. This is more challenging to do. So if it's too hard for you to do this, you can just do it the other way, how we crossed our legs. And again, we're looking for at least 30 seconds in duration per side. I would do at least 4 times each side. Spend some time. This is a nice thing that you can do. You can do this while you're watching TV, meditating in the morning, spending some time stretching, taking time for yourself, being present, being here, being in the now. All right, now we're going to transition into our Parkinson-specific exercises here, gang. Last little bit. So, how about we do our fingers first? We're going to work on our little finger muscles here. So, index, middle, ring, pinky. Index, middle, ring, and pinky. Index, middle, ring, and pinky. Last one, index, middle, ring, and pinky. Okay, so from there, let's do some waving. Little muscles around our wrists, going through our arms, waving. All right, let's work on our jaw. So we're going to work on the muscles that are associated with chewing our own food. We want to be able to live independently as long as possible. Chewing our own food is one of those things that does keep us independent. So we're going to open up our mouth nice and wide. Smile, Parkinson mask. Jaw nice and wide. Let's work on a great big smile. And we're going to work on our tongue. Definitely you want to spend some time working on your tongue. So you're going to stick your tongue out and up. Tongue in, out, and down. We're going to stick our tongue out and to that side. Tongue in, out, and to that side. All right, we're going to finish things off with our alphabet. And again, if you can do this in front of a mirror, that's ideal. You can see your tongue and your lips, how they're shaped. If you can record yourself, even better. That way you can hear yourself, and you might not be noticing that you are not making the vowel sounds as good as you want to. So you're going to have to spend a little bit more time working at that. So here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. All right, that's it, everybody. That's the class for today. That's the class for a little while. So we're going to be taking a break. We're going to be reevaluating things. We've had restructuring here at Parkinson Canada. It's all good, though. So we're going to take some time, reevaluate. If we're going to come back to these classes, I think we probably will in some sort of manner. So stay tuned. I'll definitely be posting on Facebook, and we'll also be posting on the Parkinson Canada YouTube channel if and when classes do start up again. You do know that all of these classes are recorded and you have full access to them on either the Parkinson Canada Manitoba Facebook group page. Just like that group and you'll have full access to all the videos. And there's the Parkinson Canada YouTube channel. Subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And again, you'll see a listing of all the videos that we have done. Definitely, you guys want to keep on moving. It is absolutely vital if you have Parkinson's disease that you keep on. You take your medication regularly, but B, you keep on moving. And I really like it if you can do it with those people that are closest to you. I found through exercise, you're going to start feeling good, and it could bring you that much closer to the people that are most important to you in your life. All right, gang. So if you have any questions in regards to exercise and Parkinson's disease, don't hesitate to reach out to me at all. You can get a hold of me on Facebook, Lance Lethane. Just look under that, and you should be able to find me. You can also find me via email, and my email address is lance.lethane@parkinson.ca. I'll spell my name. That's LANCE period LETAIN @parkinson.ca. You know how much it means to me to hear from you. So you reach out to me, you know I'll get back to you. All right, gang. Everybody take care. Have fun. Bye-bye.